everybody. My name is Osha from Cr3ative Events Studio, and today you have entered into Cr3ative Events Business and Balloons. Here we do have a guest speaker here. We're going to introduce her in a few seconds. Here at Cr3ative Events Studio, of course, we are hosting this on a platform. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be able to get those notifications for when our next episode comes up every week. Make sure you all subscribe to get it every week. So let's introduce our speaker on the podcast today, Miss Valerie Bailey.
Hello, I am so happy to be here. This is my first podcast, and I am so happy to be supporting my friend from 11th grade. So we've gone, way back since the 4 flats on the Cadillac. So I am so happy to support.
We are so happy to have you here as speaker on Creative Talk. So let's tell a little bit about Miss Valerie Bailey. Not only is she an educator, but she is also a entrepreneur and part of the event industry. Many people say, what is the event industry? Well, if you have been to an event, you have been a part of the event industry. So with that being said, she would do kids parties and do the face art.
Face painting and body art.
Yes. And so she knows a lot more than average about how to conduct yourself during an event, how to execute a client, and all of the above, customer service, all of the above that is needed so that we can make sure our client receives the best service that we can give them for the money that they pay for, right? So if you're new to Cr3ative Events Studio, it is a podcast where we use to bridge the gap between client and business owner, and we're going to connect, we're going to network, and we're going to get to know the people in our community who on a daily basis participate and also do business within our community. So it is good to know. So with your business, so the question for this week, so if you are someone who wants to submit a question to Creative Talk, make sure you submit it to Creative Talk at cr3ativeventstudio.com. You can also leave that question up on this video. You can DM us. You can call us. Okay. Anyway, you can submit that question. Your question might be the question that we pick. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to talk about the big debate today.
The big debate. Are you ready?
Are you ready for the big debate? So in entrepreneurship, we often wonder how we market our business, but we all know that it's important,
very important,
and we know that has to be our business and our products. We have to get into our clients' faces, so we do things like join free network, we do workshops, we do anything we can so we can be able to get our business out there, which is all good. But one thing we have to know is what works for us. What works for you?
And also what works for the customer that we're trying to do business with. So that's also an important aspect as well, because I think when we think about business owners, we're trying to meet the needs of so many people so we can build our business as well. So just want to piggyback off of that.
Of course. Look, of course. So to add on to what Ms. Bailey said, so you have to You have to know your target audience. We have to know where our target audience resides. Who is your target audience? Is it elderly? Is it a young? Is it a certain age group? Is it a certain hobby that you are targeting? We have to know these things. So the big debate comes in.
The big debate.
Whether it's best to go digital when you're doing your marketing, or is it better to be interpersonal?
And when she says digital, she means advertising through social media versus interpersonal, like actually giving someone a flyer, having that conversation, meeting those verbal needs that they're communicating to you. So that's the big debate. Now, what do you think? So we had a previous discussion, and Osha and I basically talked about how the digital era, or meeting digital needs is taking over. However, like she previously stated, if you are meeting the needs of an elderly customer, they might not have the digital experience as someone in their 20s or early 30s. So
let's talk about it.
let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it. Let's talk about those digital age challenges. How we are given opportunities, or if we are losing in opportunities based off what we choose for our business. So one thing you have to know as an entrepreneur is don't just follow the next man. Don't just do it because someone else do it. Do it because it's best for you and your business. So the hottest debate, it is going to be like at all time the debate, because as entrepreneurs we try to find things that are more convenient for us
And cost efficient.
But what if that's being cost efficient is costing you clients? It's costing you money.
One thing that we previously discussed was the app. Was it Blink?
Yeah, many people use that Blink. I was introduced to it.
I was too, like 2 weeks ago, and I think it's a great way to give your contact information to a prospective client. However, when I was talking to Osha, I actually met this lady in Huntsville, Alabama, where I reside, and we connected, and she gave me her contact information through Blink. And when Osha and I had a conversation about 5 minutes ago, I literally told Osha, I do not remember that lady's name. I do not know how to find her contact. So we had, we posed the question, was this really beneficial? And in this particular instance, it wasn't. There is no way that I can connect with this lady because I don't remember her name. I do not know how to find her contact information. So we also had a debate, are cards better? Now, with this new age, like Osha said, is it cost efficient to buy cards? Is it cost efficient to buy flowers? So, Osha, what was your input when it came to cards and flowers?
So
Cards and flyers.
Flyers,
not flowers.
We know what you meant.
And pretty girls love flowers now.
Right. Now that can be pass out a pedal with your business card on it. Hey, that's a way to like soften some hearts.
It's creative.
Okay. Creative talk. We talking about it, right? Let's talk about it. Right? Okay, so my intake on that digital age challenge, the opportunities and which direction you should go is I previously had some experience with the same app. Not to say nothing wrong with the app. It's great for people who are in tech. It's great for people who like to be portable, like to are always on the go and have less things. I can show you the bag that I have of my work bag, and you need muscles. Okay, so I can understand it from your point of view. But what if it's costing you, just like Miss Bailey said, was it wasn't beneficial to her because she does not remember the business owner. So that's the same way. The same way the people can argue that, oh, I'm gonna lose that card. I'm never gonna keep up with it. Oh, it's a waste of money. It's the same way you can get in somebody's phone and they don't remember your name, your business. They don't remember when they need you. They can't even think of that they spoke with you or talked with you. What make you stand out? So for me, since I have a venue and I have a ballooning business, a planning business, it is great for me to be diverse. I do like to be diverse, but I am leaning more towards interpersonal. My business is based off customer service. It's based off serving the people. So I can't serve the people just digital. I have to be able to have those interpersonal, communicational skills, relational skills that you get from being repetitive with talking with people, with say, hey, how you doing? My name is Osha. And put a face to the name. People, because once you realize that many people are doing what you're doing, so the area they in, it may be saturated, but they are booking your services because they remember how you smiled. They remember your pitch. They remember, oh, she wants something cute. Her braid was cute. Her lipstick was popping. She had a shirt on that say creative, balloons over everything. Everything that you can use to promote and market your business is great to use. So a card is visionary. Us humans, we are vision people. Just like if I want my hair done, I need to see a picture.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see some work.
I need to see.
I need to see some work
to make sure you're the person for me.
Exactly. So they're just like with your business, like they like color, they like 3D, they like it in just full display of what you do and how, what's best represents your business. So again, it go back to making sure
that you know your customer.
You know your customer, and you have to research your customer. Mm-hmm. That's the only way. Just because we might be in the same niche doesn't mean we are targeting the same customer. And it's the point is, for me and my business, I would like to have clients. I want returning. I want
clients versus customers.
Yes, client versus customers. I don't want one time. You get what I'm saying? So what makes me stand out? So the little things that I do, I go above and beyond. Like we just mentioned when Miss Bailey was saying flowers instead of flyers. That just was the idea. Yeah. Buying a bouquet of roses and tying it against a flyer, a little poster card, a little business card can bring a smile to somebody's face. And that client remember, oh, she gave me a flyer, because you never know what people go through, right? So that flower might have made her smile. Mm-hmm. So now she remember you. And so it just, those challenges, it is pros and cons to those challenges. The same way where I had another encounter with she wasn't elderly, but she was from the old school.
60 plus.
Don't give your money to them folks who believe in get your money out the bank when your check comes, right? But she wanted to do an event, which I do understand. So you have to make yourself available for those things, because if you're trying to do a broad spectrum of ethnic groups, backgrounds, you have to be versatile. So nothing wrong with digital, but just don't let that be it. Nothing wrong with having cards or having flyers or something for visual display, but that don't have to be it. It just have to be what works for you.
I'm going to piggyback off of that.
Right.
As a business owner, one thing that I would like to do, one thing that I did was have 3 means or 3 different contact opportunities that I would do with a prospective client / customer. And what I mean by that is the first thing I would do was I would email them, then I would call them, and then right before I did a face-to-face, and I would try to give it I would say about 5 to 6 business days for them to respond to my email. But after email, I would call. After calling, I would meet face to face, and before I will meet face to face, I would email them again. And I do remember speaking to a particular principal, and he told me the day that I met with him, he told me that he actually received the email earlier, and he was like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I deleted it. And I thought that was so funny. I was like, well, thank you for being real. But he said that he saw the initiative and he saw the effort. And what the principal did was to have us to come back to the particular school and do a face painting sample. And then with that sample, we were booked. However, if we would have just emailed him the first time, he wouldn't have responded. If we would have just called him, they, left a message, they weren't going to call back. But the fact we emailed him again and then showed up that day, he already had a reference base of who we were and what we wanted. And he also saw that we had some initiative. So with that being said, he was like, let me give them a try.
Right.
And also as a teacher or as an educator, one thing that we do, we have digital platforms. Some people have Class Dojo. Some people have Remind. So that's a digital way that teachers connect with parents or communicate with parents. But we also have newsletters and physical copies. So we can't just stick with the digital. We also have to stick with the paper copy, because everyone doesn't have the same background or the digital experience. So some people want that physical paper and pencil or that physical copy so they can read it, so they can stick it on the refrigerator, so they can put it in their calendar, just so they can remember. So I feel like as a business owner, if we want to make sure that we are targeting our audience, we have to do multiple means of communication to make sure that we are targeting the people that actually need our service, to let them know that we're available.
Perfect. Great reference. And what she's basically getting down to is that no matter your niche, you need a system.
You need a system.
You have to have a system. Like she said, they did multiple ways so that they could be able to communicate, because everybody don't have the same access.
Mm-hmm.
You have people who don't use computers. You have people who may not have a mailing address
or internet on their phone.
And they saw you at Walmart, or they saw you, so it's like your business. So the brand of your business is you, right? So the same way as you showing your business on car, like I want to show my business on car or digital, and then I look tore it from the floor up, or I'm talking from the hood, woods, and the stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? I want to make sure I am matching. I'm matching what I'm representing. My presentation and what I'm representing. I have to look the part, because you are your brand. So those digital challenges versus those old school challenges, you just have to find a medium. Mm-hmm. What's the medium? What's the denominator? Is it good for you? And also too, if it's something that's too baffling for you, if you cannot find a place where they offer free education on it, on marketing or branding, because it's two different things. Marketing and branding are two different things. You can go to someone who do it as a profession.
YouTube University,
right? Okay, amongst the free. But if you need something one-on-one, there are local media agency workshops, things like that you can participate in. You have to invest in. So that is one of the hottest debates that could be talked about for ages, and we have to be adaptive. I know the digital age marketing is the thing now, because people be like, oh, you got to get with the program. But the elder client that I had, she said, I don't give my money over computer, because so many scammers. People want to know who they give their money to. They want to see a face. Because they had to pick you out of lineup, they want to be able to tell the people it was her. so it's important. So it's important. So you can't just be hiding behind digital, because even with the digital, even with the app that we spoke about earlier, Blink. Okay, so with the app, what's sticking out? Like, what's making it?
No, I will say this. The first time I was introduced to the Blink app, I told you was when I met the lady from Millbrook, and when she had the QR code for me to scan, I hovered my phone over it, and then it told me I had to download the app. And then I said, after that, like today, 2 weeks later, I am not able to find her contact information. There is no way that I can contact her. So for me, it definitely wasn't beneficial. But I do feel like social media apps like Instagram and Snapchat, those are beneficial. So like Osha said, so your customers or your clients can actually see your work. For example, when she used the example of getting her hair done, anytime since I moved to a different city, I do want to see the beautician's work. Let me see what they've done. Let me check to make sure it's quality. Let me see their consistency, because if they only got one pretty picture, I don't want them. So with that being said, social media like Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook, those are great platforms to connect with your customers, and also so they can see what you're presenting, what you're working with, so they can see your work. So I do think there's a pro and a con. There's a good and a bad.
There's a cap.
There's a limit.
But you just can't stop there.
You cannot. I just feel like you need to figure out what works best for you, what works best for your customer, and then do different variations of that.
Until tweak it until it works for you.
Until it works best for you.
Best for you. So to conclude our topic, to bring down all of this good information that we just debate left on the table, for you to get your wheels to turning about, you just want to keep it in their face. But you don't want it to be where it is costing you clients, and you don't want it to be where it's costing you visibility. Because as you said, when it goes in your phone, it's just as forgetful as somebody dropping it on the ground. But side note, when they drop it on the ground, somebody else gonna pick it up. And so you're planting seeds out there, like they might not need. So if same way we had mentioned about if it's in your car, you know, we keep paper. Us women, we keep paper, okay, in our purse, in our bags,
everywhere.
Ask your grand about all the receipts. You probably got all the receipts still in your bag you bought the week. You know, so we keep paper. Hey, the men know we keep paper because they sit in our car. But okay, so but the same with that flyer. If I pick up that flyer, they've been sitting in my car for a whole week, and but then me and Miss Bailey a few days ago we talked about, oh, we want a certain service, and I pick up that card and they offering that service. I'm gonna call her and be like, you remember when you said you was looking for somebody to do such and such service? Get what? This card been in my car. I found this card in my car. Call these folks. And it been a whole month, a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. But if it was just in my phone,
I'm not looking through my contacts.
I'm not looking through my contacts. Right. I'm not looking through my contacts. Not at all. So it just cannot just stop there. Same way with social media, it cannot just stop there. You have to talk to the client, face the client at some point. At some point. So we are at the end of this great debate. All right. And we want to thank Miss Valerie Bailey for being a speaker on this topic, the debate between digital versus interpersonal marketing. And we appreciate you for joining this podcast. Again, make sure you like, share, and you subscribe to this podcast. Share it with somebody else who is interested in the event industry, someone who just want to break through entrepreneurship, want to learn more. And make sure you submit those questions to our email, creativetalk@creativeeventstudio.com. If you don't know about Creative Event Studio, you should get to know us, honey.
Because you're missing out.
You're missing out. Here, located in Montgomery, Alabama. We are an event planning and design company, 1401 Federal Drive, www.creativeeventstudio.com. Sign up with your email to get all of those deets, all of those updates, promotional deals that we have, and see what we have to offer for you in our area and surrounding areas. Until next time, be creative.
Be creative. See you next time. That was so much fun.
Good job.